Okay, so let me first, give you the agenda for the today's session, guys. So, okay, is it clear now?
Yes, now clear.
Okay, cool. So let me give you today's session's agenda, right? So today, like in the last session, we have done with the installation of the Linux operating system, and we have discussed about the penetration testing methodology, right? So if someone is very new to the Linux operating system, it's for them. Okay, today I'll just give you the basics of Linux operating system, like how to navigate, how to use permissions. Okay, so the basic things of the Linux. I mean Linux basics I'm going to cover. So with the help of this, in upcoming sessions you will be able to use the Linux operating system along with me without having any issues, right? So yeah, first we will cover this. Second, we will start with the penetration testing methodology practically. I mean, in the previous sessions we have discussed theoretically, okay, starting from the like pre-engagement phase to post-engagement phase, right, where we have reconnaissance, scanning, enumeration, vulnerability assessment, exploitation, post-exploitation reporting, right? So let's start the same thing in a practical way. Right. First, I'll take up pre-engagement phase where what kind of a communication happens between the penetration testing team to the you know uh, application owner or the server owner, right? How do we gather the information? What kind of a questions we will ask them? Okay, so it's like we'll cover all the prerequisites for going for the pre-engagement phase. Then we'll start with the reconnaissance, guys. Okay, from there we will uh, you know uh, apply this to the first network penetration testing. Then we will go to the web application penetration testing. So both of these places, both of these things we are going to learn it in a uh, manual way and also an automated way. Okay, so that is the plan, guys. So for that, lab is something which is really required. So if someone is really, not sure or maybe got stuck somewhere in terms of installing the lab, you can let me know, guys. I can personally also help you. You just need to share your screen after installing all the softwares that I have mentioned in the previous session. Right? If you have a lab, it's very easy for you to simulate and practice in your own environment. Then once you become comfortable, you can just start directly using them into the real time, right? When you're doing the assessment. So that's where you will gain the more hands-on experience and practical knowledge and confidence, guys, when you do it labs. Otherwise, it will be like theory only. Okay, and you will also get some sort of a questions when when you're dealing it, in a practical way, right? Yeah. So I'll share my screen. Okay. Let's start the Linux operating system. Yeah. Last time we have imported this Linux operating system. I'm starting it. So before I'm starting this, what I'm doing is, okay, let me start it. Uh,
Can you
so
zoom in a little bit?
you have an option to zoom in. Wherever you wanted to magnify and zoom it, you have an option.
Yes, yes, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So to run this, at least we require the 2 GB RAM. Okay, default it's gonna take the 2 GB RAM, guys. Okay. Um, yeah. So the default credentials, uh, to run this operating system is Kali and Kali. We have seen that in the last session itself. So once you get into it, if you'd like to change your passwords, you can actually do that. So here, if someone is completely new to the Linux operating system, uh, on the left side top, you can see this icon called Linux icon, right? Once you click on it, it will throw you a pop-up where you can see the various categories like information gathering, vulnerability analysis, web application. Under that, again, you have the subcategories. Okay, all these are various tools, guys, because Linux operating system is meant for security professionals, where we have all the, I think, more than 600 tools, which are pre-installed in it, which are designed for the various purposes. So we don't need to install, uh, you know, uh, like tools again and again whenever we wanted to run something. So most of the tools are there, but if you'd like to install some of the third-party tools, okay, or if you would like to install your own frameworks from the GitHub and all, you will be able to do it directly because those tools are also created, with the compatibility of this Linux operating system itself. Okay, so this is the thing. And then here, this is like disk, guys. Okay, if you have multiple disk and when you wanted to uh, shift it will be useful. And this is the file system, like where you can navigate directly in a GUI. Okay, desktop, documents. Okay, the other directories over here. And this is like Notepad, guys. Okay, and in Windows we have the Notepad. Here we have mousepad. Okay, whatever the text you wanted to write it and save it, you can just do that wherever you wanted to save it. Okay, let's say text file, and then here you have an option to save. Done. The file got saved, right? And this is browser. So we have the Mozilla browser, okay, pre-installed here. If you'd like to install the Chrome also, that's fine. You will be able to do that. And then the important thing is this one, terminal, guys. Okay, where we can execute our commands. This is important because most of the operations we do it with the terminal itself, right? So if you understand this terminal now, we have logged in with a user called Kali and Kali, right? So here it says the user. I mean, like this is just a user inside the system. Okay, but actually the administrator user, the highest privileged user in the Linux operating system is root. So suppose if I type like who am I, you know, to check, to check which user he is. So it says like Kali. Okay, even here also it indicates the same, right? But when you wanted to run any commands with, a root user, you can use sudo. Okay, you can use sudo. Maybe if you would like to directly move, your terminal as a root user, you can just type sudo su. Okay, sudo super user. Then it'll ask you for the permissions. Okay, you can just give your password like Kali, and now you can see the user has shifted to Kali to root. So if I type now who am I, it says root, right? So root is like an administrator comparing with the Windows operating system, guys. Okay, root is the highest privileged user over here, correct? Yeah. So in which directory right now? So here also it's showing in which directory you are currently. But if you like to see, sometimes like it won't be showing you. Okay. If you press Control P, you can also change your you know terminal like this. Okay, some people will just use like this. Some people will just use like, okay, in other format. You can just use Control P to uh, modify that. But yeah, if you type pwd, okay, present working directory, it will show you in which directory you are. So, like, if you see the structure of the Linux operating system, so first thing is root, okay, slash, then home. So inside that there is a user. Maybe if you create another user also over here, so that will be under the home itself. Got it? That will be under the home itself. So, okay. So first I will teach you some of the most commonly used commands related to files and directory management. Okay, files and directory management. So the very basic command that we use it most of the time. Okay, let's say you have entered into some directory. Okay, and if you'd like to see the content inside the directory, or maybe list of directories, files inside it, we can use ls. Okay, if I give ls, I'll be able to see all the directories, files which are present inside the, okay, home and Kali. Similarly, in Windows, what command we use it for the same operation? Hmm? dir. Correct. There we use dir. Here we use the ls. But if in case if there are any hidden files which are present, okay, over here, and if I wanted to see them, you can use, okay, something called ls hyphen a. Okay, you can see there are actually a lot of other hidden tools are also there. Sorry, hidden files are also there. But when you give normal ls, okay, it is not showing us. Hidden files always starts with the dot. Okay, remember that in the Linux operating system, hidden files will always starts with the dot. If you like to see any hidden files in any directory, you can use ls hyphen a. It is going to list out all the hidden files. And if you'd like to see the permissions of these files or more details about these files, like who owns this file, what kind of a permissions they have, when they have created this file, what is the file size, right? All these kinds, if you would like to see, you can use ls hyphen l. Okay, if you type ls hyphen l, you can see it says the permissions. Okay, like this is the directory, and read write execute for owner, which means okay, uh, the user which I have logged in, and read and executable permissions for the group user and for the other user. Okay, so here, uh, okay, the owner is Kali, and this is the size, and this is when it is created, the date and timestamp details, and this is the file name, right? So ls hyphen l for getting all the details about the files and directories, ls hyphen a to get all the hidden files, guys. Okay, yeah. uh, the next thing is, let's create a couple of directories. Okay, if I wanted to create a directory over here, you can use mkdir, okay, which is make directory, and space, you can give the directory name. I wanted to create a directory called test, and if I give ls, sorry, yeah, if I give ls, I can see that there's a test, okay, directory is created. And if I wanted to get into that, Okay, right now where I am? I am in home Kali. Correct. But now I wanted to move into this test. So which command we use it? CD. Right. Change the directory to test. Yes. You can see here. I am inside the test. Got it. I am inside the test. And if I give ls now, yeah, there is nothing over here because it's a new directory which we just recently created. So inside that, let me create a text file. Okay, what we'll do inside this tech test directory, let's create a text file. So to create a text file, there are two ways of doing it. As you know, you can do it from here, but directly you can also do it from the terminal itself. Okay, anyway, we are inside this directory. We can call directory. Okay, we can call directly like mousepad. This is what the tool that we can use it, and then the file name. Okay, like text file. Enter automatically. Okay, we got the pop-up with the mousepad, and the file name is also we have given, right? Text file. Here you can see we have a text file. You can give your own text in it, right? This is my first text file in Linux OS. Okay, you can save it like Control S is also fine, or you can also save it by clicking this symbol, right? It is already saved because we have already given a file name. And if I give ls, I can see that there is a file which is present over here. Correct. Okay. If you want to see the content inside the file, like maybe file viewing. Okay, before getting into that file viewing editing part, let's learn how do we move and copy this file or delete this file, right? We have created a file, okay, which is a text file. Now, if I wanted to move it, okay, how do I move it? Let's say from the test directory to I wanted to move it to Kali, or from there maybe I wanted to go into desktop, right? So what I'll do, okay, I'm copying now. Copy to CP. Okay, you can just use CP. Okay, copy. Then you have to give the source of the file. So we are already in this particular directory. Okay, we know that there is a file called text file, and I wanted to move it to maybe inside like home Kali desktop. Right, I'm giving the destination path. Done. So if I go and check it out, okay, there is already a file which I have created. Okay, you can see this is my first text file in the Linux OS. It got copied. Correct. Right? Here we have a file inside the test directory, and there is another file also in the desktop. Understand? If I wanted to move it, you can use mv move. Okay, text file maybe to this time home Kali documents. Okay, if you give ls, you will not find the file because it's already moved to the documents. So let's go to the documents and see whether we have that file or not. Right, cd. So if I wanted to go back one directory, from there if I wanted to go ahead another directory, because if I go one directory back, it will be Kali. Inside that Kali, we know that there is a document directory. I want to go ahead. So if I want to go one directory back, you can use dot dot slash. You will be going one directory back. And if you would like to go one directory ahead, I mean, going into the Kali, and from there, if you want to go to documents, you can type documents. You can see now directly you are into documents, right? ls, yeah, you have a file. If you want to delete this file, you can use rm remove, then text file, done. The file got deleted, right? So these are the some of the very common commands that we use it a part of managing files and directories, guys, right? So similarly, I think I have missed one thing, which is for removing the directory, right? Maybe let's say make directory, okay, test, remove directory, test, done. Okay, creation is done, deletion is also done. But if in case if there is any files which are present in the test directory, and if you like to run this command, it will not allow you to download it, guys. It says there is some content inside these files. I mean, we have to use. Okay, you can see. I'll just take you to. I've created a new directory. Then let me use. Uh, okay, let me create a. Let's text this. I have created a text file in it, and I'm coming back one directory. And if I want to delete this, okay. Uh, Sorry. Okay, I want to delete this file called test. You can see you cannot remove it. Okay, text is a directory and there is some files inside it. In that case, remove -r. Okay, then you can give the enter. Done. It's like recursively we are deleting it, right? So these are the some of the operations related to uh, creation of files and directory management. Okay, hope this is clear to you, right? Yeah. Now, uh, okay. Can anyone tell me if I wanted to go back to the desktop, how can I go? I'm in currently this particular path. Okay. I have to go one layer to the back. Then of course from there I can navigate to the desktop. CD dot slash and then desktop. Okay. In Linux it is a case sensitive, guys. Okay, the commands what you're giving case sensitive. Sometimes if you're giving small d, it won't accept it because you can see the file names over here, right? Sorry, you can see the file names over here inside the Kali. Capital D, capital D, capital D. Whatever the file names which are present here, okay, the directory names, in the same way you have to give it. Otherwise, it is not going to accept it. So let's go to CD desktop. Um, okay, let me tell you another trick over here. Okay, CD, I want to go to, let's say, desktop. I'm not typing the desktop completely. If you see, right, I'm just typing DES, okay, and then tab. Automatically, it is taking the path name. How it is happening is I am using a tab. Okay, so if I just give D and tab, it will give you all the matching directories with the D. Then from there, let's say if I'm typing E, okay, directly it is taken as a desktop because there is no other directory which is starting with the DE, right? You can use tab. It is going to give you the first preference to you, okay, according to the matching. Yeah, directly you can get into it, right? Yeah, and the same file what we have created, right? If I wanted to read this file, okay, now let's learn about file viewing and editing part, right? File, okay, file viewing and editing. So if you give the hash symbol, it is not going to execute anything else. Okay, so that's the reason I'm using the hash symbol. Yeah. So if I wanted to read the content inside this file, either you can use cat. Okay, if you use cat and the sorry file here, it is going to throw you the output of that file. Okay, whatever is present inside that file, it is going to throw you that. Okay, so yeah, there are other things also, guys. Okay, let's modify this file. Okay, so if you would like to modify this file with the GUI, okay, graphical user interface, like with the help of the mousepad, you can do that. Like mousepad, uh, okay, text file. Yeah, you can start continue editing, yeah, editing your file by adding your your information in it. Okay, so we are in line 6 right now, line 8 right now, my own line 13. Okay, I'm just saving it. I've created 13 lines of the page, right? So if I cat it now, of course it's going to throw the entire output for us. Okay, till line 13, it has thrown the output for us, right? But sometimes, uh, if you use this cat, let's say to read the logs, logs will be like in hundreds of thousands of lines. If you cat it directly, it is going to throw the output, the complete output to you, right? So that will be not helpful, right? Just if I wanted to see what type of a file it is, okay, the content inside this file. If it is a small file, okay, cat is fine. It's going to throw the entire output for you, the content which is inside it. But maybe if you'd like to see, let's say the first 10 lines of the file, okay, you can use head. Okay, head text file. See, the 13th line which I have created, it didn't throw. I mean, it is not part of the output. You got my point. So when you use head, it is going to display only the first lines of the file. Okay. Uh, yeah, you can use head or less also fine, guys. There is something called less and text file. Yeah, I think this is the editor. Yeah, this is the text editor. Less and then something. Yeah, and nano is also there. These are all like CLI text editors. Okay, like nano. Yeah, here you can add. Okay, line 14. Sorry, line 14. My file. Okay, Control X. Save it. Yeah. Y. Enter. Yeah. So nano is the CLI text editor. Mousepad is the GUI one. Okay, you can use it whichever the ones which you feel comfortable for creating, modifying, viewing. Okay. Similarly, we have other things also like the one which I have shown you, right? uh, Nano is there, VI is there. Okay, I think VI, I don't know whether we have this or not. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, VI is also there. Yeah, you can see this is a VI. Okay, yeah. So this is all about you know creating and modifying, deleting the files, guys. Okay. Hope this is clear to you.
Yes, clear.
Yeah. Okay. So next thing we will uh, learn about the process management, guys. That is also important. Okay, so in Windows, if you would like to see the processes, we can go to Task Manager, click on the Task Manager over here, then we can see all the processes which are running over here, right? Similarly, if you would like to see all the list of current processes which are running on the Linux operating system, you can type PS. Okay, you can just type PS. Yeah, you can see there are various processors running in it. Okay, last time we have used VI, LS, sudo. Okay, then some of the other processes are also running in. Right, this is how you can see every process will have a process ID over here. Suppose if in case if I want to delete any process, okay, close. I mean here we can right click and end. We can type click end. Similar, let's say I want to close this process. So here we have a command called kill. Okay, kill. Uh, then you have to give the process ID like kill 147, sorry, 14096 PS. Okay, it's there. So kill 9, kill hyphen 9. Yeah, it's kill. So to kill any specific process, you have to define like this kill hyphen 9. Then you can just give the process ID. Even we have a kill all, don't do that. It's going to terminate all the processes. Right? I mean, maybe like you can use that kill all like this kill all. Let's say I want to close all the processes related to less. You can give less. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, still it's there. Maybe you can still use hyphen 9. Yeah, it's kill. Right? So why I am using hyphen 9? Hyphen 9 is to specify the process name. So if you type kill hyphen h, okay, or hyphen hyphen help. Hmm, okay, kill hyphen L, and it is going to give all the signals to you. Okay, yeah. Uh, so every tool in the Linux operating system has uh, all the options listed out, either when you use it as a hyphen h or hyphen hyphen help. Okay, that's what I was trying to open it, right? Yeah. So these two or three commands will be sufficient for you to manage the processes, right? So next thing, go to the important thing, guys, which is networking related stuff, right? So networking, yeah. So when it comes to networking, the very first command that we use it to check our IP address is ifconfig, right? In Windows we use ipconfig. Here we use ifconfig. So when you give ifconfig, it is going to give you uh, the interface details first. Right now, our Linux operating system is connected to ETH0, which is Ethernet 0, because there is no wireless adapter which is connected to it because it's running inside the virtual box. So the connectivity is basically from the local host itself, right? So it is thinking that it is connected with the Ethernet cable. And then this is a common one, okay? Every operating system will have a loopback IP address, which is a local host IP address, 127.0.0.1, which we use it a part of the testing. Maybe let's say if I'm running my own server in the Linux operating system, if I wanted to access it, I can access it with the loopback IP address, right? So loopback IP address, this is the IP address 127.0.0.1. Yeah, the interface is LO, loopback, which we use it for testing purpose, and this is the ETH0 interface which we have connected. And here is my IP address, IPv4, IPv6, right? We have two IP addresses. Then this is the MAC address of that particular interface. Okay. Uh, yeah. So this is the IF config. I think the same thing you will be able to do it when you type IPA. Okay, when you type IPA, it is also going to give you the interfaces to you. There are two interfaces, loopback and ETH0. And here is the IP address. Okay, it'll give you a bit more details like this is the class C IP address. Okay, it indicating with /24. Right, we will learn about IP addresses. Yeah. Then another very common networking command that we use it is ping. Okay, uh, ping is something which we use it for testing the network, a network connectivity, right? Maybe if my system is connected to internet or not, if my system, I mean, if I wanted to maybe ping any system, knock any system. Let's say if I want to see if the Google is, if I want to, knock the Google, you can give ping. Oh, no response. Control C, stop it. Okay. But yeah, I have sent 5 packets to Google, but I didn't receive anything in the response. Maybe, Google has not responded to me for this ping. Okay, let's do it for why it is not responded. Maybe let's do it for 8.8.8. Yeah, you can see here. Yeah, sometimes ping can be blocked, guys. Yeah, you can see when I type pinged to 8.8.8, this is the Google DNS server. It is keep on receiving the responses from the 8.8.8. So this process will be continued, guys, until unless if you go and stop it, like Control and C. Okay, when you type Control C, it will be like cancel. So as of now, I sent the 22 packets. I have received the 17 packets. So like it is sending the ICMP packets, guys. ICMP is basically Internet Control Messaging Protocol, which we use it for a troubleshooting purpose. So if someone is, I mean, networking background, uh, like they might be knowing it. What is the ICMP? What is this echo request, echo response, and all. Yeah. So we are sending the ICMP over here, right? Yeah. Maybe if you like to only send 5 packets, 5 requests, you can also do that. You can define -C5. Done. 5 packets transmitted, 5 packets received, 0 packet loss, and this is the time, right? Yeah, you can also do like this. Yeah. Then the next thing is net start. So net start is to check the network statistics information, like which host, which port, where to where connected in my system. If I want to see the ports information, okay, in which port, in what state, whether it is in listening state or whether the connections are already established, which with port it is established and all. If you would like to see all the connection status, okay, you can just use the net stat. It is going to give you the network statistics for you. Okay, if I give enter, Oh, it's given all the network information for me. Okay, there are a lot of things, guys. Maybe if I would like to only uh, check this is all streaming and all. Okay, maybe if I would like to only see the information related to TCP. There is no connections as of now. Yeah, this is just a like I mean there is no connections, guys. We haven't uh, either established the session with any other system in the internet, or we're not even connected with anything, right? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me open the browser. Let's access some application and see. Okay, if we can able to see some result over here. Okay, let me connect with maybe Facebook certifiedhacker.com. Now let me run the same thing. You can see that, right? There are some connections, right, established from my system to a remote system in 44380. Okay, using the Firefox. Okay, these connections are already established, right? I have opened two different websites. Mostly they are connected to 443 and 80, right? I think certifiedhacker.com is 80, right? This is not secured, and this is HTTPS 443, right? 80 and 443 I can see here, right? So my port, which is like 40594 uh, to this remote IP. So this port, the connection is connected. So likewise, we can see the all the network statistics information over here um, by using the netstat command, right? Yeah, and then maybe if you would like to even perform the lookup and all, let's say I'm copying this IP. If you would like to see the name server of that particular IP, you can just put that IP like ns lookup. Uh, so this is the name server. No, it says can be found. Yeah, this is the name server details, right? Hyderabad, fbcdn.net, right? I think they're all belongs to Facebook servers. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. What we have in the networking commands. Yeah, these things only we use it, guys. Um, if anything is there, I'll let you know. Okay. And now we are moving to the very, very important thing, which is okay, file permissions. This is important, guys, to understand the file permissions and to determine who has the read, write, executable access, how to change them, right? Uh, yeah, this is important. Let's learn about it. So how do we see which file has what permissions, guys? Maybe if you directly give ls, it'll only tell you the files which are inside it, right? Maybe let's say if we want to create a file now, let's say nano uh, test one. This is my second file. Control X Y done. So if you give ls, I am created a file, right? If I wanted to see the details about this file, I can use ls hyphen l, right? So here I can see the permissions, guys, the file permissions. Okay, let me also create a directory. Make directory just a 2. Okay, now let me give ls hyphen l. Yeah, yeah, you can see here. So the very first thing which is indicating it whether it is directory or not. This is a directory. So here it says D, but this is a file. So it is not telling that it's a directory. Then after that we have the three different user permissions, guys. Okay, we have three different user permissions. So the first thing, okay, what we have over here, sorry, okay, yeah. So the first thing what we have, right, these three things, a read, write, executable. So this is belongs to a owner. This is belongs to owner. Who is the owner now? Hmm? Who is the owner now? The file which is created by whom? Root. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The owner of this file is root,
Yes.
guys, because I've logged in with the root and I've created this file with the root. Okay. Similarly, other things, right? Other, these three permissions. When there is a dash means there is no permissions, guys. It will be like read, write, executable. When there is a dash means there is no executable permissions for the root user. Okay. So the next thing, right? This is belongs to a group user. Okay, this is belongs to a group user. And the last one what we have over here, okay, the other thing, this is for others. This is for others. Okay, others. So in Linux we have three different levels of permissions, right? The first one is belongs to owner, second one is group user, and the third one is others. This is the clear. And one more thing, let me add over here. Okay, so when you say read, guys, okay, when you say read, it is a 4. Remember why I am saying this 4. This is gonna help you to change the permissions and play with it. Read is 4, write is 2, and then execute is 1. Okay, remember this. Read is 4, write is 2, and execute is 1. This is how we actually need to remember the file permissions. Whenever you wanted to change the permissions of the file, okay, let me save this first. Okay, right? So now whenever I want to change the permissions, you remember that you follow this. Okay, you simply follow this. Okay, so if I want to change the permissions, okay, over here, like let's say I wanted to give the permissions for root user, a read, write, executable. And there is no executable permissions for the root user, right? If I want to give the executable permissions for the root user, you can use execute one, which means like the command for changing the permissions, like chmod, okay, change permissions. Which permissions I wanted to change? I wanted to change the permissions, let's say read, write, executable, right? Uh, you can maybe like just give, okay, 1 0 0, which means I'm going to remove all the permissions for these users. This is how you have to define. Okay, let me first start with 777. You will understand. 777. What happens when I give 777 is read is 4, okay, write is 2, how much? 6, and execute is 1. So totally it is 7. So when I give 7 over here, which means root user is going to get read, write, executable. Similarly, okay, group user and the other users will also going to get the read, write, executable permissions. You can see that. Done. ls hyphen l. You can see you have all the permissions over here. Why all the permissions are there? We told give all the permissions over here. 777. Similarly, if I want to modify the permissions, okay, let's say I want to only give 44444. What happens now? Only a read access. Let's say only I'm giving 700. Okay, 700, which means only for root user I have all the permissions. I have removed all the permissions for the other users. Got it? Guys,
Yes, got it. Yeah.
okay, so you need to remember like this.
Okay.
Okay, so according to that, you have to modify. Let's say I wanted to give maybe only uh, permissions for other users, not executable permissions, only read and write. Yeah, you can see now. The root user, because I gave 7, read, write, executable. But when I give 6, what happened? 4 plus 6, read, write. So these two users have the read, write. Okay, other users, I mean, they don't have the executable ones. So likewise, you can use this, command called chmod to, you know, change the permission specs, right? Hope all these commands are clear to you. Okay, so these are like some of the basic commands to do the various operations in the Linux operating system. Hope this is fine to you, right? Uh, yeah, I think given a reference link where you can learn all of this well documented one. You can go through it and you can start reading about it. Okay. Yep. So this is about the basics of Linux operating system for the people who are new to Linux operating systems, like how to use it and all, right, to perform the basics operations. If this is clear to you, then we can move to the. Okay, we don't have. We have a time, right? Yeah.
What is the others and group user here? Root user, okay, but what is group user and others?
Yeah. So uh, the same system can be used by other people also, right? Like there are group users also. Like maybe if someone has created like a distribution list.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Specific group, we have to give the permission or else give to permission to
Yeah.
others like that, right? Yeah. Okay, got
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So mostly, like when you're having a server, multiple people will try to access it. And when you have created a group of users and when you wanted to assign a specific permissions to those group of people, so we use these permissions for. For us, it is important to see maybe let's say you have entered into the server and to see what kind of a permissions are there, whether we can able to modify or whether we can able to access the certain sensitive files. Okay, so those kind of a things. But rest of things, most of the administrator people only manage this file permissions and all. Right? Let's say
Okay.
there is some kind of executable files with some kind of a malware or malicious intent, which has like all the permissions. Then of course there's a chance that someone maybe after getting into it with normal user access or other user access, if you can able to run it, it can give them the complete freedom to run that executable, malicious executable, right? So to not to have such kind of a things, to review them at least, to understand, these permissions will help you to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. uh, yeah. So I thought of taking the other thing also, but we are almost you know
For the for the directory also we have to do same like that permissions,
Yeah,
right?
same. Instead of file name, you can give the directory name. That's it.
That's it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, guys. So what we'll do is from tomorrow we'll start with the actual practicals. Okay. Um, so like we'll start with the information gathering part. Yeah. So this part is clear, right? What type of a testing we use it, the process, right? The case of penetration testing. So now we'll start, uh, tomorrow with discussing about the detailed steps over here for planning and preparation. Then we'll directly start with the information gathering part. Okay, so here we are going to use the Linux operating system and the tools inside. So make sure if someone is maybe not yet install the lab, set up it. If you need any help also, you can let me know. I can help you to do that. Yeah.
Uh, so we installed Linux and Windows VMs, but apart from other tools, we have to be installed, or else we have to wait.
So right now, if you have Windows and Linux, that is fine. Okay.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you have more memory, okay, if you have more memory, even you
Mm.
can start installing the Metasploitable 2 or um, you know, I think Metasploitable 2 is fine initially. If something is required, I'll let you know.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of the people saying that I'm speaking with a little, uh, you know, low. I don't know why it is.
No, it's coming clearly, not an issue. We can maintain same voice. It's not an
Mhm.
issue.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay,
One more
that's
question
fine.
is that we have to discuss that what is that IP address, I mean mask address, IP4,
Networking part.
MAC address.
Yeah. It's there.
That
It's
one
there.
will be covered in network side, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So once we complete the information gathering phase,
Mm,
before
mm.
we entering into the networking like scanning part, there I thought of covering it. Okay.
Okay,
So before
fine.
that, you have time. Okay. If
Mm.
you'd like to go and do some self study, that's fine. You can go and do it. Right?
Okay.
Maybe if I cover it now, and if I after 4 to 5 days, if I teach you there, you might not be able to sync it. So I thought of covering it whenever we discuss the scanning module.
If it's any link for that one, like to be,
Uh, okay, it's there with me, the list of topics.
yeah,
What I'll
can you
do, I'll just share it with the,
Google, yeah.
yeah, okay, I'll just upload it into the Google Classroom.
Okay, I will check in classroom. Thank you.